well, I think your first album was released in 1999. 2 years later, Iowa, and then 3 years later, Volume 3, and now 4 years later, All Hope Is Gone. If you compare all these 4 albums, what do they? Well, for example, the first album. If you have to describe it in a few lines, the first album, what is it?
That was pretty much the hazing part for me. You know, oh man, that was a rough time for me because they wouldn't let me record. Like halfway through the record, they just wouldn't let me record on any of the songs, and
because you were new or something.
Yeah, and just they just weren't going to hand this to me,
So you had to earn your place.
Yeah, absolutely.
How?
Yeah, it was difficult. It's to understand Slipknot back then is really difficult because it's like such mental abuse, just never getting any love from the guys at all. It was just a really hard time, but I really, really love music, man. So I think that's kind of what drove me, just knowing that song Spit It Out. Like, I just knew that it was special, man. And I knew, and I believed in that song. And because the guys just, I was like, once in a while, like, I'd be driving. I remember driving with Paul, and I was like, so am I going to be number 3, because obviously, like everybody else has a number except for 3.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know, man, you're not getting a number yet, and just shit like that, that constantly was like, I was like, God, man, these guys just fucking hate me, so, and, yeah, I mean, it's just crazy.
When was the turning point?
Probably, for me personally, maybe a month ago.
A month ago?
Yeah, I mean, I just don't know, man. It's just, I'm just really hard on myself. And so I always thought that it was going to end, But I finally have come to a time in my life where I'm number 3, man. And nobody else can do what I do, If somebody else was to try and get up there and imitate it, it wouldn't be the same.
Well, you were saying they were really hard on you. Were they also hard on each other, or were they hate against you, or what was it?
They were hard on each other too, and it was
yeah, because.
But they were together,
Yeah, but Jim also joined later, I think.
Yeah, but I think at that time it was time to go. It was time to, we were getting close to having to go on Ozfest. So I don't think it was just, and maybe it's a guitar player thing too, like, I don't know, but.
Oh, you mean maybe guitars are more important or something?
Right, it's a big part of it, The percussion sometimes, it used to feel like it was just a side thing, you know what I mean? So maybe they couldn't interrupt his mentality as far as, but, that's, Jim would have to explain that to you. I mean, I don't know, but I just felt on my own that it was always going to end, now we laugh about it. They're like, oh my God, dude, like, why were you thinking that the whole time, Like, you're Chris, we're a family and blah, 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 but I don't know, it's kind of, I have a lot to, like Jason Newsted, like, when I watched that film, I relate a lot to, like, how he felt, about being, like, the new person.
Yeah.
So, it's difficult, man, but...
Now?
Now I'm part of the family, man,
And how does it feel?
Great. Feels really good, man. Yeah. Like I actually, like, have opinions now that I bring out. Like, hey, man, I think we should put this song in the set. When before I was scared to say anything about this band. Because I just wanted to stay in it so bad. Because I just loved it so much. That I would sacrifice myself for anything to stay in the band. But now, I know that I'm an important part of this band as far as even being friends with these guys. So now I feel more like I can present ideas and thoughts about Slipknot because now I have enough time under my belt to where my ideas will be listened to and respected.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have to stop now.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Well, she was really, okay, then my last question. One idea that you've brought into the band now, that you were saying, well, now I finally can say what I want to say, and they listen to me. That's my last question then, because or else I'm in trouble. But
oh, I don't care about them.
Okay.
Like the set list, you know, I wasn't feeling a certain song, like a few weeks ago. But I think it's more than the example.
Okay,
is like how I'm able to do that. You know, like whatever idea it is, like I now have the strength and feel such a part of that I can. It doesn't matter if it's right or wrong. Like I can voice my opinion, and to have that opinion be listened to and then responded to in a kind way is a humongous leap in my career with Slipknot. Because before I would just sit and just, you know, and not try and fuck up, you know, when now I'm like, hey man, I'm telling you like it is.
Who were the worst?
Who was the worst?
Yeah, for you?
All of them.
All of them?
Every fucking one of them.
So not
yeah. It was relentless, yeah.
So what is the natural hierarchy then? Who's then really the number one of the band and the number... Because you felt like more like the outcast. Let's say who were the bosses then?
I would have to say Sean, Joey, and Corey. Yep.
And has it shifted? I mean.
No, not really.
Always been.
Yeah, and but now everybody like kind of feels like I do now. Like I see that, like, hey man, like. We talk a lot more now than instead of just letting certain people run the thing.
But I think that has also to do with something that well, you've been around for so long. I think you've really earned the place. I mean,
Correct.
The band.
Yeah.
Because I mean, with one or two albums, then you all may think, well, maybe it's gonna end. I don't know. We have to do.
Yeah, like sometimes you would feel held hostage by the band.
Yeah.
You know, like if one person decided to quit,
yeah.
that it would just be over.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, maybe it would be me too. Yeah. If I quit, you know, maybe they'd be like, dude, we can't replace somebody. It's going to be bad. And then this person that they do bring in injects bad things into it, and it just all collapses. I mean, you never know. Yeah. But and that's another reason why I think that we stick so tight together, and it's 9 guys, man. And it's the same 9 guys, you know, since we started touring. It's the same guys. Same guys.